So here's a short video that's going to go through a handful of exercises, starting with stretching and soft tissue, then moving into strengthening, and then moving into mobility exercises for what we call upper cross syndrome, or shoulders and head tending forward. So this is a lot of us these days with office work. So first of all, we're going to start with stretching out the pec. So find a doorway. You got to do one arm at a time, back and forth, or both arms together. You're just going to come through a doorway and stretch out the pecs. 15 seconds per side, and repeat that several times. Another way to stretch out that pec is you grab yourself a lacrosse ball, put that right in the pec, in the front portion of the pec, and lean into a wall. You can work the tissue, just kind of work small circles, and just spend about 30 seconds on both the left and the right side. So that's the soft tissue for that. Then we can move into actually stretching out the abs as well. So the way we can do that is with a cobra. So a yoga move where you keep your pelvis on the ground and use your arms to push your front half up. That's going to aim to stretch the abs, which can end up tight if we're sitting forward like this all day, contracting our abs. So those are the stretches that you can do. Strengthening wise, we want to work on getting extended back, because if we're hunching forward, so for this one, this is bird dog, so you can go to here and actually just hold this position in a plank. Keep your head neutral with the rest of your spine, so looking straight down. When you're in this position, feel your hand and knee in the ground, and then use the arm that's up and the leg that's up, and actually extend. Push the arm forward, push the heel back, and hold this for up to 45 to 60 seconds, and repeat on the opposite side. So that's the bird dog. The next thing you can move into is Superman. So from that same idea, but working on the extensors, getting back up here. So again, keep the pelvis on the ground. Go here and lift this up. You'll notice I'm tucking my chin. You don't want to extend. You want to keep your neck in line with the rest of your body. So here, up to here. Now we just recommend holding this for a couple seconds and then resting. Holding for a couple seconds, resting. That one's pretty difficult. And from there you can move to a wall W. This one's a little bit more technical. It's a little tricky to do as you're just getting acquainted with externally rotating at the shoulders. So I would recommend starting with your feet and your bum off the wall a little bit. That'll make it easier to rotate your hands back to the wall. So you're going to form a W, tucking your chin, pushing your head gently straight back into the wall, and taking that W and sliding up into a Y and back down to a W. You'll notice I'm tucking my chin that whole time, activating my deep neck flexors. As you get better at that over the weeks and months, you can slowly shift your heels back until eventually your heels are tight to the wall. That'll make it quite a bit harder. And also try not to cheat at the wrist. Don't let the wrist be off the wall like this. Try to keep the wrist tight to the wall. And that's a wall W. Lastly, we're going to do some work on mobility. So grab a foam roller. You'll need to buy one off Amazon if you don't have one. I recommend a medium density, so you can push your thumb into it like that and depress it. You do not want one with spikes on it. That's a rumble roller. You want a medium density foam roller. And you foam roll the back, just from the neck to the bottom of the ribs. Do not roll the low back, and do not roll the neck. So you can put your arms in a neutral position. Do this for about 10 seconds, back and forth. You might hear some popping noise. That's just joint cavitations in your mid-back. You can also go deep hug for 10 more seconds. Again, keeping your chin tucked all the while doing this. And you can go arms above your head. So those are the 3 arm positions for the foam roller. And lastly, for mobility exercises, you're going to move into a cat-cow. So you're here on all fours, go into flexion, including with the pelvis. So the pelvis is moving, and the chin is being fully tucked here. And then the opposite way, full extension in the neck and tilting the pelvis the opposite way. And I would recommend going back and forth in this position for about 30 seconds. So these are some different exercises, stretching, strengthening, and mobility that can help with those posture deficiencies.